Go back up. Have you ever seen this before? The Head, Heart, and Hand decrees from the Summit Lighthouse, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, 1980s. You might have seen this before, the I Am Presence chart.
Uh, familiar, a little familiar, maybe.
Okay, well, I'm not going to go into the whole teaching right now, but I'm going to read from a master known as Kathumi. And it's not a call or response. Just breathe it in as I say it and be prepared to go, cheers, mate, at the end. You know how that goes. So here goes. Now I want you to, even though I'm using the decree uses the word light a lot, I want you to interface that or being able to change that out, exchange that with the word Shivambu, because we have golden liquid light. So here goes. I am light, glowing light, radiating light, intensified light. God consumes my darkness, transmuting it into light. This day I am a focus of the central sun. Flowing through me is a crystal river, a living fountain of light. Got the connection? Okay. That can never be qualified by human thought and feeling. I am an outpost of the divine. Such darkness as has used me is swallowed up by the mighty river of light which I am. I am light. I live in light. I am light's fullest dimension. I am light's purest intention. I am light, 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 flooding the world everywhere I move, blessing, strengthening, and conveying the purpose of the kingdom of heaven. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ah, now that's piss bliss. Ah. So we're gonna. Oh, let's get caught up real quick. Anything new from yesterday? New experience, a new aha, a new discovery, or a new flatline and nothing happened? Anybody want to weigh in?
No big changes. Feeling a little more relaxed. A little more settled about going with the flow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I think
You're at ease.
thinking about when I drink it that it calms me and blessing it has been helpful.
Yeah. So thank you. Anybody else?
Feel more relaxed as well.
I would be in Nepal too.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So the trick is to see how well you maintain that feeling of calm, balanced, and relaxed when you're among other people. So when you get good at that, you'll realize that there won't be an effect or a reaction or a trigger or a charge when you're with people because they're either saying, I love you. This is Course in Miracles stuff. People only say two things, I love you or help me, I'm scared. So when people were demonstrating any behavior other than loving you and feeling closer to you, that's the time to step your love up and to have more compassion. And you'll be bulletproof from negative thinking or emotional overload. Okay, I got to preach today. Thank you for bearing with me. It's Sunday. What UT protocols have you practiced in the last 24 hours? Other than oral and drinking?
Sniffing and on my face and upper body.
Good. Did it make it in your ears or eyes?
Did it make what?
Did it get in your ears or eyes?
Yes, I actually did. I did the ears with a Q-tip, and the eyes, though, I haven't done. I'll admit that out loud. Yeah, haven't done that yet.
Okay.
You know
how easy that is, right?
I do. I don't have a special cup.
You do have a special cup. It's called,
I do.
It's called your hand. This is your special cup. If we're in India, and we were all had to have our bigger bowl, this is your bigger bowl. I mean, it does everything you need. It'll feed you, it'll clean you, it'll wipe your butt. I mean, it does everything.
Okay. Okay,
So much.
that'll be my next goal.
Okay. Anybody else? Kyle? Same thing.
My face and neck and chest area, used on my arms and legs as well as my feet. I have a setup in the shower now where I can wash my legs and do my feet in the morning.
Nice. Nice. Remember to use your belly button, guys. We're going to learn about the 72,000 points in the Pichati, which is another name for the belly button.
Uh,
All right. Let's go over the Shivambu wisdoms really quick. Can anybody describe what it means by it's an intuitive medicine? Jill?
Yes, I would say it's how you feel. How you feel. Do you want to take it? How do you want to take it? And how do you want to use it? You just look for in your heart chakra what you want to do.
Okay. Very good. That's your intuition. That is your
Mhm.
guidance system. All right. Shivambu is an intuitive medicine. It doesn't follow any dogma, tradition, or superstition. That was just a reminder. Shivambu alchemizes or sterilizes. I started using that word a lot after I looked it up in a medical dictionary. Alkalizes or sterilizes anything that it touches. Basically means that anything you put next to it, it will change the chemistry of it so no longer it's contaminant to the body. So whether it's oral health and germs in the mouth, or whether it's something that's on the outer side of your skin, or whether it's your bath water. Did I tell you we got someone with a microscope who's looking at the bath water with urine? Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from her. So that's what it means by alchemize. Now, sterilize is basically nothing. Something that's sterile. I had to look that up too because we throw a lot of words around in the water community, and it's nice to know what does it really mean. So when people say, what does sterile mean? What does alchemize mean? Sterile means that nothing can contaminate it, nothing can grow in it. And that's what Shivambu is known for. And the more I talk about it, the more I realize it's in a category all of its own, because people try to compare it with what they're used to comparing things to. It doesn't seem to do that, does it? No.
No.
Okay, number
No.
3.
well,
Yeah? Did you want to say something?
the ammonia, does it come from oxidization?
Yes.
So it's absorbing oxygen, or is it's releasing oxygen?
It's releasing oxygen.
Concentrating nitrates and
Mm-hmm.
nitrous oxides.
And it does diminish over time. It'll evaporate over time. So that smell is not something that's going to last. And we also discovered that when it's on organic matter, like on skin, it doesn't leave a smell. So experiment for yourself. Find out if there's a smell afterwards. Then you wonder if you can leave it on and you don't have to worry about people smelling you.
I can't smell it. Does that, if one can't smell it on themselves, I mean, I haven't tested it on anybody that I can disclose, or that I can trust their nose enough. Like I wouldn't.
Well, it probably because you don't smell it because it's from you and you're used to it. That's you. It's like pheromones or whatever it is. You can smell it, but it's not offensive.
But like sometimes I can smell it, and then it disappears after it's on my skin.
Right. So
So
it's dissolving and evaporating at the same time.
I think I have a pretty good sense of smell. I mean, some people have very little sense of smell. I find it, if any at all. I know people who don't even, they can't smell anything.
Right.
So,
Well, let's clear out their mucus and watch what happens. Because sometimes it's diet related. I mean, unless
Yeah.
they were born with a broken nose piece. I mean, I would have related to food and diet, but you'd have to get a closer look at what they're
I
doing.
would, it probably is. when people have to, or they get their gallbladder out or something, that's not, and or they've been subject to some cancer treatments.
All right, well, let's go on. We gotta get through our class today. Do you remember when we took a break yesterday?
Hmm.
4:45, somewhere in there. Okay, Shivambu is a universal panacea. It'll work regardless of what you think about it, regardless of your considerations. Whether you use a man's, a woman's, a child, an adult, someone from another race, another species, it doesn't matter. It's universal in its nature. And that's that. Okay. Shivambu is an evolutionary or evolving water. It's a living water. So all the people over the many, many years who told you got to get a different water system, I don't know if you went through the gamut like I did. A purified water system, reverse osmosis water system, a Kangen alkaline water machine, a distilled water machine, one from Germany that spins it and one that has a different vibration. And then it came to me, it was just distilled water was going to be the best of the best. And I found Orin in my life, and it's distilled water. And it's a living water. So forget about machines. If you have machines, I don't mean to step on anyone's toes, but you got the best water on the planet. Practicing saturation dosing of UT speeds up the healing faster than just drinking it. So if you're just drinking it and you feel like you're doing incremental changes in your health, step it up. I've never heard of anybody ODing on this medicine. Of course, there's some people who take a lot of urine baths. I don't know if you've seen some of the posts on social media, but these guys have developed a hot tub system in their backyard out in the wild there, and they fill up their tub, and when they're done, they just put a lid on it and they leave it outside.
Wow.
Um,
Not there yet. Not there
That's
yet.
that's we do.
Yeah, well, weed has been known to do that. Monica did a video of her inside this redwood tub, and her legs
Yeah.
are up like this, and she looks like a
I
frog.
saw that.
Oh, so cute. Okay. There are no incurable diseases. You guys get that part? Awesome. Easy class today. Any questions? Any questions? Not at all. Okay.
Well, I have one. I have a friend with Parkinson's that I just saw before I came on this call. And I'm trying to get her, warmed up to this idea. And she's still, it's a big stretch. So just kind of like planting seeds here and there and trying to get her at least to be hopeful about, I don't know, just about everything. So I'm not really sure what I can even do other than just being an example and carrying on and talking about it. But yeah, it's like I want her to I want her to want to do it, but it is a big stretch for a lot of people.
The question is, Jill, do you feel that she trusts you?
Yeah, for the most part, I think she thinks I'm a little wacky, which is true.
Everyone in this group is a little wacky, or we wouldn't be in the water family.
Yeah.
To give you more credibility, more credibility, sometimes it helps to do a third party, either a third party testimonial or an article or a video or something that doesn't point to you.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I heard about these people who have been orally drinking urine. They tell me it's golden blood plasma, and they're getting results. You may want to look into that.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks.
good. And they'll still be your friend.
Yeah, she'll still be my friend.
You never know anymore. We lost a lot of friends over the last 2 years, but the ones that were true friends are still around. All right. Yes, I'm going to read this part right here really quick. Did I read chapter 3 yet? Did I read the chapter on faith?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I did.
Faith.
We're not going to go to them. All right. Just going over the notes real quick. Okay, we did that.
See.
We did that. We did that. All right. Well, let's start into chapter 7, page 44. The protocols are something that you do because you love to do them. You get the results. There are people, I don't know about this class, I've had several people in several classes, they do enemas every day. It doesn't
I try
seem to
to.
affect. Yeah, I
Sometimes.
was going through a cleansing of intestines and prostate health challenge, and I did enemas every day for 2 years. And I look forward to after it was over because I always felt clearer and my energy would return. And it's amazing. I mean, you can never say enough good things about enemas and colonics.
I'll just say it's really good to have a natural bowel movement in the morning before you have your enema. So that means your bowels are working perfectly. And then, so some people just don't have bowel movements unless they have an enema. So I try to, it's good to try to have one first and then have the enema after. So a liter of water with 1 lemon squeezed in it, if you sip that really slowly and in an hour, you'll have a great bowel movement.
How close after the bowel movement do you do the enema?
Right away. It just want your bowel to work normally on its own. That's the whole trick. You don't want it to rely on the enema. So having a liter of water or even 2 liters of water with 1 lemon squeeze in it is great for it. Actually, it constricts the bowel on its own, and you'll have a great bowel movement. And then you just do the enema right after.
So would you say that it helps peristalsis?
Yes, absolutely helps it. And it also detoxifies the liver too, lemon juice. So just room temperature, not too warm, a liter or more of water, a lot of water. So you're going to drink it down like a mason jar full. You drink that down and you will have a great bowel movement. Most people. And then you do your enema right after.
Just about drinking that much water in the morning.
Yes, you drink a lot of water. It's great for it clears the digestion, takes the mucus out, and it also will start the paracelsus, your colon to start contracting, and you'll have a great bowel movement usually if you're.
Now, I don't know if I mentioned in the saturation dosing part of the first class, but I'll probably mention it again. But I found that when you do a liter or a quart of Orin earliest thing in the morning, you
Yeah.
better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it flushes you out, and just have to.
First thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. I do that. I drink as much as possible, and then I do the lemon juice after that. You always have a great bowel movement, and it should be a lot. It should be like a soft ice cream and like a nice and swirl, like a lot in there. You should have a really large bowel movement.
Thank you. And I noticed that I have multiple waves, like 2 or 3 in a row.
Mhm.
And then sometimes 2 hours later, 2 more bowel movements.
It's great. Yeah,
So
everything's moving. Yeah, it's great.
yeah, it's great to see your body in full action.
Yeah, flowing, moving. It's very important. Absolutely.
So page 44, we're going to start into protocols. Would anybody like to read to get us started?
Sure.
Okay, so just go after like 6, 8 pages, whatever you feel like it, and then we'll pass it on.
We're starting at 44, right?
Please.
Chapter 7, UT protocols. Introducing saturation dosing, sip looping, and new protocols discovered between 2019 to 2020. Warning. It is generally not recommended to combine Orin therapy with the use of prescribed chemical, allopathic medicines, or recreational drugs. The combination may be dangerous to your health. Why take the risk? Wait 1 to 2 hours before or 30 to 60 minutes after eating or taking medications to consume Orin. Begin with the topical or external applications of AUT until you are free of all medication, if possible. Shivambu is a free all-purpose self-care medicine. Make Orin your default answer to any and all concerns or conditions. Remind yourself that you carry Shivambu in a secret container, bladder, in a body that speaks a language that just the two of you can understand. Returning the healing water from your source back to your source will ensure a long, healthy, and joyous life indeed. Build a lifestyle that will keep you young and healthy for your entire life by practicing UT protocols every day. The Shivambu lifestyle is a labor of love. Ask any healthy, vibrant, and devoted Shivambu enthusiast why they are happy and well. They will exclaim with great passion in their voice, I am blessed with health and aliveness because I drink my water. A glass of pee a day keeps the doctor away. Lahan,
Perfect.
one oral application of Orin not only addresses all diseases, Orin makes a perfect rejuvenating tonic. As a baby step, place some drops or dropper full of Orin under the tongue, or ask client to dip a finger in some of their collected Orin and then lick the Orin off their finger. This will help them from a positive association with drinking Orin. They now have a wonderful natural antibiotic remedy for anything. The more you drink your water, the better you feel. Beginners who start by taking little sips of Orin through the day will soon be comfortable drinking more of their water. They are often amazed how quickly they feel their energy and clarity of mind return. The defining moment happens when one realizes that Shivambu is the real thing. They have seen the light and are motivated by the possibility of achieving their health goals and a wonderful life. Simply increase the quantity of each Orin drink as you make your way to a 6-ounce or larger size drink of refreshing water. It is one of the best remedies for killing pathogens, virus, fungus, and parasites in the gut and body, which in turn frees us from food slavery and all addictions. Drinking protocols. Taking Orin orally does not worsen or increase any health conditions. There is a slim chance and might be very mild and unrecognizable. When we drink fresh Orin in any considerable quantity, especially in the initial months of starting UT, it may create diarrhea-like symptoms, which soon heals. Simply stop for a day, switch to topical protocols for this day off. Then start drinking Orin again in smaller doses, like 3 to 5 ounces. Increase the proportion when you feel it's okay to do so. Oral application of Orin is a generally accepted practice. For anyone serious about reclaiming and regenerating their health, quicker saturation dosing, explained in next protocol, will make all the difference between feeling okay sooner than later and feeling like your healthy self again. Newbies, anyone new to drinking, appreciate baby steps when starting Orin therapy because of the mental adjustments they are making in order to accept the possibility that doing this may be good for them. How to teach and coach newbies will be discussed in detail later in the chapter. In addition to drinking Orin, everyone who builds a habit of practicing their favorite protocols every day can experience and discover how in combination they can receive maximum benefits and a quicker recovery. You can either practice the same protocols every day or try different protocols every other day until you get really comfortable and experienced with them. Perhaps you will be the discoverer of a new protocol. By practicing and mastering the protocols, it becomes easier to introduce and explain them to others. With a lifetime of confusing misinforming and ridiculous food rules with its dogma, no wonder why so many are obsessed, neurotic, addicted, and anxious about what and how to eat right for their body. Taking a break from eating, known as fasting, based on family, society, religious, medical, media programming around food, eating by the clock, We're not learning how to know true hunger from emotional or psychological hunger. Gives you a mental vacation from concerns and anxiety about food.
Jeffrey,
Bring,
Jeffrey.
mhm,
Yeah, I'd like to add to that list, not eating by the clock or learning how to eat what true hunger is, but uh, people don't take and consider chewing well, under eating instead of overeating, moderate eating, and eating too late. I live with what I call foodies. They're really around food a lot. They're in the kitchen a lot. They're preparing the food. They prepare dinner at 8:30 at night. I stop eating like 6 o'clock, and they're
Mhm,
just now getting into
mhm.
their meal. And so that's something you need to look at in the people who come to you for help. What
Yep,
is it, what
yep.
is their food lifestyle like?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Diet is so important. Absolutely.
well, shifting routines and that's about going with the flow. If you're in a regimented schedule and you have families, you have to we have to be flexible to other people's schedules sometimes too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's because we're all doing the food dance with them. Here's something you want to experiment sometime. I've had an opportunity a lot over the years is to go to potlucks and either eat one or two pieces of fruit or types of fruit, or don't eat and just drink some tea in their presence and see what processes your head goes through when you're not eating with people that you love.
It's like when you went to the Italian restaurant and only had orange juice or
Yeah,
one
and
slice of something.
Dog Mike piled on this huge salad, which looked, fine, and then he had some small little bed of vegetables with salmon on it. And I wanted to be with him, and I wanted to honor our friendship, but I didn't want it to be based on food.
Mhm.
So I also felt like I didn't want to sell out just for him to like me. So it's something you have to always weigh in with when food comes in terms of relationships around food. And I've had teachers that they won't eat with anybody because there's too much chit chatter and emotional baggage that comes up in conversations. And I can really relate to that because I was raised in a family that had either the news on television next to the dining table or the radio blasting the news by the dining table. Now you combine that with a father who comes home from work, a mother who's been a permanent housewife all day, and three kids who come from different schools, all meet at night, and we gobble down the food, but we don't share our feelings and what came up during the day.
Yep,
That's how I grew up.
yep.
So, which really messed me up around food. So I was so
Oh,
glad
yeah.
I
Yep.
discovered
Yeah,
raw foods.
can relate.
And this will
Mhm,
help give you a little more compassion around people having a tough time with their food addiction.
mhm. Yep.
We're going to send them to Kathleen and they'll help out.
Mhm. That's why I like Ethiopian cuisine because they don't eat with cutlery; they eat with their hands, and they eat in very meditative. They say a prayer before they eat. So that's one of my favorite foods is Ethiopian food.
And the ambiance of the restaurant.
That's right. And the frankincense, the smell of the frankincense burning, it's nice.
Wow, beautiful. Jeffrey, let's keep reading. Do you remember where you left off?
Uh, I, yes, I'm here.
Freedom of mind.
Anxiety about food. That let's see,
Page
the last
49, the
sentence.
middle of page
Yeah.
49.
Freeing the mind from worry about nutritional needs, medicine, healing, and creating the energy and strength for health and aliveness liberates you from obsessiveness around food, medicine, and all external forms of nourishment. This is where you come in and sensitively teach them a new food path along with UT practices and purification techniques to empower them to enjoy life again. Ready to experience your best health ever by drinking pee and practicing various disciplines to treat the body, mind, and spirit. Now it's time to grab your free, personal, custom-made medicine and get the most benefits possible from Orin Therapy. The joy and return to good health by drinking your pee starts right here and right now. Go take a whiz, then collect your water in a glass, jar, cup, or bowl. Take a breath. Give thanks for what you're about to drink and for delivering every vital nutrient when it is best needed for restoring your health. Enjoy. Before going into the details with a client and teaching the protocols, Here are some basics to learn before giving consultations and guiding sessions or suggesting applications for any illness. Beginners drink 1 to 4 ounces of fresh urine in the morning or split up throughout the day. The urine can be pure or mixed with juice or distilled water. Advanced practitioners drink 4 to 6 ounces of urine every morning or any time of the day for 1 to 2 months, working up to drinking this amount 3 times a day. Work up to drinking at least 6 ounces of urine 3 times a day. Drink the beginning urine on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Urine drinking during the day should be done at least 45 minutes before meals or up to 1 hour after eating. Spreading the time between food and medication and consuming urine will prevent indigestion or negative reaction when urine catches up with undigested food. Practice drinking plenty of urine during intermittent fasting periods, not eating from sundown to noon, and then increase this length of time until you are fasting only on urine and distilled water, optional when looping the urine for 24 hours at a time. Continue the urine fast for 2 to 3 days or until you feel well.
All right, let's hold there for a second. Now,
Yeah,
these suggestions of 1 to 4 ounces will tell you it's a beginner, or 4 to 6 ounces. There's a lot of wiggle room between the beginner and the person who's good to go and they've been at it for a while. We call it advanced. Some people that get it right away and they're not thinking about what minimum ounces. They're ready to just go for the whole glass. So these are
yeah.
just suggestions.
The protocols are not technically to be, well, if one feels like going for it, then that's intuition. That's using intuition.
Right, and we're not dogmatic in this community. So any suggestions you have is going to be suggestions that they're going to make on their own. It's got to be their idea. But all you're saying is these are different alternatives you can do: the ears, the eyes, the nose, the throat, the animal, whatever. Now, this guy right here that you see a picture of is Dr. Bunmi Samola. Have I told you who he is yet? He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine from Nigeria, and what makes him interesting and unique is that when he was 10 years old, he was very sick, and his mom, in her intuition, her own wisdom, fed him her urine, and he healed. And he was healed, and he recovered. And
Wow.
then 15, 20 years later, he becomes a urine therapy teacher. And now he's an herb master in Nigeria who's been teaching about herbs. And he's done a couple of videos where he's in the back of his house and he's doing a massage all over the place. He's got shorts on. He's drinking it up the nose. And he's a buddy of mine. We met in Las Vegas at the convention a few years ago. So I like to honor my brothers and sisters. And if there's somebody like that, I'll put them in a book. All right. Would someone like to start reading from page 52? Someone else.
I will.
Thanks, Jill.
Okay. Evolved, some call aged or maturing urine, will be explained in detail later in this chapter. Urine for 4 days. Let's see, I read that wrong. Explained later in this
Evolving
chapter.
it for 4 days.
And try drinking 3 or more ounces on an empty stomach any time of the day. Using 4 days as a measurement to determine urine to be aged came from a theory by John W. Armstrong, author of The Water of Life. Drink 2 to 4 ounces of fresh urine every time you get a craving for the substance you abuse, especially food. Find how simply drinking urine when you get hungry could curb the appetite and take the hunger sensation away. Fertility. Trying to get pregnant? No. The best and safest method is to start urine therapy for 6 months before trying to conceive and use it moderately during the days that you're attempting to conceive. You can use urine diagnostic tests to determine when you're ovulating and when you've conceived, and you can gear your use of urine accordingly. The use of urine therapy during pregnancy. Although pregnant women are being treated successfully using UT for morning sickness or edema, some teachers believe that UT should not be used during pregnancy without the supervision of a doctor familiar with the medical use of urine. Concerned about the natural release of toxins that may occur with Orin therapy at this time, you can choose to honor your concerns and feelings and avoid UT during pregnancy, or trust the innate intelligence of the body and Shivambu and sail right through it.
Yay. Yeah.
Children.
Children, I love this part.
Okay. There have been several research studies that deal specifically with the treatment of children using Orin therapy. Oral drops or spoonfuls of the child's own fresh Orin are considered as the easiest internal form of therapy for children.
However, the parents' Orin works just as well.
Okay.
So if your child is in a pinch, can't urinate or bashful, whatever, offer yours.
Okay. For acute flus, colds, viral infections, measles, mumps, chickenpox, etc., small frequent oral doses every 2 ounces of 4 to 10 drops or 1 to 2 tablespoons during an illness have shown to be very effective. For allergies, the research studies indicate that several drops of fresh orange should be given orally before and after meals containing allergenic foods or when allergic symptoms are present. If the child agrees to eat only raw foods, especially fruit, during a healing or cleansing period, the results will be quicker. This eating lifestyle will keep children from experiencing the unpleasant symptoms of a headache, nausea, gas from acidosis, or poor food combining constipation and inflammation. Ultimately, raising children on living foods and AUT has proven to produce disease-free children who grow up healthier than children who eat like everyone else.
And they're more joyful and playful. I grew up in a raw food community for 2 years in Austin, Texas called Green Life. And it was 100% raw foods. We did a lot of wheatgrass juice, carrot juice, a lot of this and that and the other thing. And the kids were so wise. If you put out 2 things of vegetables and fruit bowls out in front of them, they pick fruit every time.
Wow.
And watch that. We put out a bowl of fruit, you put out a salad, the kids go to the fruit.
Wow.
Without saying anything.
Okay, navel soaks are excellent for treating allergic reactions. Another very effective method is to prepare a homeopathic dilution of the child's Orin to use throughout the illness or allergy attack. Collect Orin at the onset of symptoms and begin UT protocols immediately. As the body begins internal cleansing at its deepest level or greatest threat to its well-being, symptoms of an illness may temporarily increase immediately following the first few doses of UT, but in all cases, these symptoms dissipate within 24 to 48 hours. For ear infections, fresh, warm Orin drops in the affected ear can give excellent and often instantaneous results. Repeat as needed. Pets and urine therapy. Veterinarians have given research tests on animals using urine medically and by administering Orin orally and topically with reportedly good results.
Yeah, and I mentioned in the first class, a lot of pet owners are feeding urine to their pets in their water, in their food, massaging it on their hair or fur, whatever you call it, and getting great results.
The night sipping, the practice of taking a sip of Orin when you wake up during the night to pee. This is easy when you get in the habit of leaving your Orin container by the bedside. It's a time saver, especially when you are not quite awake to coordinate body movements and have to find the way to the bathroom. Keep your Orin jar on the nightstand by the bed. Next time you get up in the night to pee, save the output, take a sip, and go back to sleep. Doing this adds extra nutrients, especially melatonin, serotonin, and DHEA into your body during its nighttime rest and regenerating cycle. Swishing or gargling. This protocol prevents bacterial overgrowth by cleaning away any toxic buildup in the mouth, tongue, and gums. Pour Orin in the mouth and swish it around teeth, gums, and tongue. Hold a mouthful of urine for a couple of minutes. Swallow. Gargle with Orin several times a day or every time you pee, and think about it. Gargling Orin is good for a toothache, tongue, gums, throat ache, and all ailments of the mouth.
And add to the list bad breath, which is usually comes from acidosis.
Huh,
But I didn't put it in the book, so if you want to add that.
bad breath.
And so people can stop buying mouthwash. Yeah.
Pulling. This is similar to coconut oil pulling. After gargling and swishing Orin around the mouth, hold it in the mouth for at least 4 to 5 minutes. Swallow. Looping. Looping is the practice of repeatedly drinking orin for the entire day. By looping orin, you gain benefits from the recycling and refiltering of the dense micronutrients, reproduction of trillions of new stem cells and antibodies.
Does anybody understand, before we go much deeper in, what looping really means? You drink all your output for the day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're fasting. That just means that's your source of nutrition. I mean, that's just, yeah, source of nutrition, but source of fluids for the whole day.
Yeah, I have well, it's not really a question, but I've been looping for a little while, and it really takes away your hunger, which
Mhm.
can be a good, it's like I really am not hungry, and sometimes I think I need to eat. I'm not really sure on that.
Mhm.
Just trying to be intuitive with it, but it's so new that,
Mhm.
yeah, and weight loss has happened, so trying to pay attention to that too.
Plus, you can talk to your body, Jill. Next time that hunger sensation comes around, you just turn to it and say, listen, I'm going to put you on hold for now. I'll get back to you if I feel like entertaining you, but I'm going to go on.
I really don't like it.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
your body. You get to tell it how to perform.
All right. Forget where I was. I think when eating while looping, it's less stress on the body to eat foods moderately that consist of living foods and or fruit.
You're looking for foods that are high water content, high enzyme content, and high chlorophyll content. Anything that has been altered, stretched, modified, and so forth won't have these in it. That's why man-made foods are dangerous.
Okay,
We've all gone down that one.
truth. The advantage of looping during an orin fast over other forms of fasting, including water fasting, is that you get more and denser nutrients than juice or water fasting. Orin is the most nutritionally dense, bioavailable, absorbable, and activated living water in the world. You do not come out of a fasted state, which gives you the advantages of the water-only fast. Your body does not have to stop cleansing and healing. Your body increases human growth hormone, HGH, by 200,000 or 2,000%, along with many other beneficial substances with similar increases that occur during fasting. Every human being has already been drinking and looping pee for most of the 9 months that they are in the womb, growing in a water world filled with piss and amniotic fluid. As a baby, you naturally pee into the space you're floating in and drink or snort it down. Again, round and round it goes.
Now you just gotta imagine what goes through the mind of a non-pee drinker. It sounds totally bizarre, doesn't it?
Really does.
It seems natural after you've been on this journey for a while.
Yeah, if according to the medical system, orin is waste material, as we've all been led to believe was true, then after spending 9 months drinking our pee, snorting orin, floating in orin, and growing a baby body in amniotic fluid, every baby would be born sick or dead.
The other thing that I pointed out, and I hope you can deal with my humor here, but I pointed this out for the last several years, is if anybody noticed why their penis or vagina was so beautiful, is because when you don't necessarily wipe or tap very well, you are putting medicine on your genitals. So all the time you didn't clean up too well, you did yourself a favor.
All right. Sip looping. Taking a sip of fresh orin or as much as you can comfortably hold in your mouth every time you collect your water is called sip looping. Some consider this sip of pee as a dose or serving size of their medicine. This is a great way to make and keep the commitment to achieving radiant health by supplying the body with what it needs to heal you on a regular timed basis. Instead of wondering if you met the body's nutritional requirements by drinking orin, sip looping will cover you. Does sip looping, a term coined by Doc Mike Wittort, a veteran UT therapist of Chicago, remind you of time-release pills that folks would take to get well? This is the brilliance of sip looping. Pee, sip, wait for it, pee, sip, repeat. It's a no-brainer. Even a newbie can do a sip looping. And after learning this UT protocol once, they are set for life. As your body gathers all the energy and information it needs from what you ate, what's eating you, any compromising in your systems or functions, your emotions, and how you're managing your energy, it masterfully blends the perfect elixir of immortality for you to drink, and in the most perfect timing.
Amazing.
Combining sip looping during fasting, a water or juice fast, or when eating raw foods or fruit creates a better environment for functions of the body's absorption, assimilation, and elimination systems. Be sure to save the entire Warren output from the day. The supply adds up quickly when practicing sip looping. You will be using this collected supply for all UT protocols. Begin storing and evolving half of this precious water supply to use in the coming days, weeks, months, or years ahead. The other half of the supply will be used in the practices of your favorite topical protocols.
For those that want to know the evolutionary date of their orange, when you store it, be sure to put on a label and date it. There's quite a few people go, well, I intuitively know that was collected 6 months ago. Really? So just if you want to, have some kind of a reference to measure it, that's what you do.
Yeah, I can see how that would happen real quick. You think you remember and then you don't.
And you can't tell by the colors because there are many times the jars have different colors, based on where it's at that time or what you were eating. So you can't use that as a measurement.
All right.
Fascinating.
Should I keep going?
Let's see. We still got 45 minutes. You can keep going unless somebody wants to jump in. Jill, it's back to you. Still
All right. Saturation dosing with AUT, the practice of increasing the oral and or topical uses of orin. The saturation point is an arbitrary attempt to reach orin capacity at its fullest or limit. Saturation dosing is your best prevention and defense of an illness or a compromised immune system. It gives you a fighting chance to get ahead of any virus, sickness, contamination, or compromise to your health. Saturation dosing is gaining in popularity as a preventative protocol, especially when started before the onset of any illness. Considering that the body is continually regenerating and purifying itself, it's an oxymoron to believe that we could ever reach the point of being full to the max with nutrients from orin. Keep in mind that orin, with its 3,000 identified micronutrient-sized substances and more yet to be discovered, it would be virtually impossible to determine daily minimum requirements and a serving size for everyone.
Yep.
This is why it's clearly understood that orin therapy is an intuitive medicine or water. The purpose of saturation dosing is to flood the bloodstream, body, and cells with the maximum concentration of vital nutrients in a shorter time than it takes with just one glass or serving per day. It has been widely held belief and practice that a glass a day of orin meets the average person's minimum health needs. Why stop there? This may be the case for those UT devotees who have been drinking and applying orin for many years with the addition of other health practices like fasting, fruitarianism, raw veganism, enemas, or colonics. Qigong, Tai Chi, meditation, sun gazing, OMAD, 1 meal a day, exercise, daily conscious, deep connected breathing, clearing, limiting beliefs, and getting lots of hugs and conversations that matter.
Add the word massage in that list.
Massage.
If you would get in the habit of getting 1 or more massages a month, it'll have a big impact on your ability to relax in tough situations. Besides, we're touch-starved on this planet. This is why I've been a body worker all these years, because I realized, even before COVID hit, that we need human touch and human contact. So if you're not getting it, and we're not talking about intimacy, but if you're not getting it, get massages.
And I just make a point that when I always give a 10-minute massage on the abdomen and the colon, my clients have a much better release and clearing. So it is important very much.
Yeah. And you threw in TLC, so that really makes it go further.
Right, good to know. Those just starting AUT use minimum doses, are improving at a snail's pace, playing it safe, often not changing anything about their diet or lifestyle, and experiencing incremental health improvement. Education and experience using AUT is a major influence and source of inspiration for the practice and results. AUT teachers or authors may not have taught them anything different. So now would be a great time to bring saturation dosing into the conversation with your water buddies. It's a great time for you and all students of this manual and of AUT to start practicing saturation dosing and or increasing what you are doing with Orin therapy until you have a direct experience of this protocol. Having the understanding and confidence in teaching this UT model to others will make a big difference for them. This choice brings days of feeling good and days of not feeling well, with varying degrees of feelings in between. To experience a quantum leap in healing and reclaiming your well-being requires discipline, motivation, courage, and faith in yourself, as well as the process.
Okay, can you see how it's a different context or different state of mind when approaching your own medicine for for your own self-care versus the mindset of using doctor medicine or even supplements? We always approach it as, okay, there's a suggested serving. This is how much you take. This is how much I'm going to absorb, and you're trying to calculate how much you're going to use. But on our water, uh, you're treating it differently. You're using it for all the different things you would have relied on the medicine and the doctors for. So, what do you understand what I'm saying? It's a different approach to wellness than relying on some external force or some other authority over your body.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So, take a breath. I want to read what's in the chat. Kyle says, only those substances the body needs will be absorbed in the stomach or intestines from the urine that has been ingested. All the substances will be eliminated in the stools, yes, as well as the skin and the lymphs.
Okay.
From sweating and releasing that. Yeah. We're going to scoot over to one of my favorite protocols. One of my favorite protocols. You know why this is
Foot soaking.
You know why this is near and dear to me?
It looks like a kitty litter box.
Yeah, for baby kitties, yes. But the reason this means so much to me is because my life's work has been foot massage and reflexology, among other things. And I come from 3 generations. My dad was a podiatrist, and his father was a shoemaker. So, pardon the pun, it runs in the family. So, foot soaks are very important because of all the major points in the bottom of the feet for reflexology. Plus, it's the widest surface of the whole skin of the body where the pores can take in the most nutrients to drive it to the bloodstream. So, let's read about foot soaks.
Where are foot
And,
soaks?
is that on page 65 or?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want me to keep reading or someone else want to read?
Yeah, I can read. Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you, Kyle. We're going to take a break in 20 minutes.
Sure. Foot and hand soaks. Foot and hand soaks support the overall health of the body. These are useful for any irritation, fungus, or infections of the feet, diseases, cuts, stings, bites, or eczema. Foot soaks are good for nourishing all bodily functions from endocrine, digestion, absorption, nervous system, lymph glands, and elimination. Place enough Orin, around 2 to 4 quarts will do, in a 2-gallon Tupperware type soft plastic square tub to cover both feet up to the ankles. Get barefoot. Wear loose fitting pants, shorts, rolled up yoga pants, pajamas, bottoms, or a swimsuit. Clothing is optional when doing a foot soak while sitting on the edge of the bathtub or on a seat in the tub. You'll be soaking for around 30 minutes. Take advantage of this time by doing something relaxing or healing for you. Turn on some nice music, sing, meditate, chant, draw, or read a book. Use this soaking time to apply reflexology to the points on the bottom of the feet and or hands to activate and open up energy pathways for healing in every point. It doesn't matter whether you studied reflexology or not. Love and intention makes the Orion magic work. The pores in the bottom of the feet have the widest pores in the entire surface of the skin. This offers maximum absorption of the Orion into the bloodstream. Orion foot soaks demonstrations, you can visit the Facebook page. And reflexology, a healing modality that is often combined with the application of essential oils, teaches the use of touch with a certain pressure on the feet and hands to stimulate and clear the flow of energy connected to each point. By applying Orion to the soles of the palms of the hands or feet, which have the widest openings of pores on the body, the perfect medicine is instantly absorbed through the skin and transported through the bloodstream and cells. Remember to suggest the foot soaking method to those hesitating to take their first sip or drink of pee.
You understand why?
Yeah.
You understand why?
Because they might be a little bit, they might not feel like comfortable or maybe like a little bit nervous. So you want to start them off with this with the foot soaks before you get into the oral, right?
They haven't made the change in their thoughts about a negative association with Orin. They still have a belief. If they still believe it's disgusting, or they're going to have the gag reflex from drinking it, more times they're willing to step in it and stand in it and touch it. And so it's another delivery system, another entrance way into the bloodstream. And you want to point out to them, they just drank it because the skin is another way to drink it. See, I'm always love playing with their minds because you want to get them to stretch a little further and go, oh, so there's no big deal. I'll drink it now. All right, Kyle, keep going.
Where was I? I'm trying to see which, where was I?
Enemas.
Page 60.
Oh. 66 was it?
Yeah.
Enema,
Reflexology.
enemas,
Enemas,
douches.
douches, and implants. Any well-trained nutritionist, naturopath, or wellness practitioner knows that to restore your body to wholeness and balance, getting started on a series of colonics or enemas should be done ASAP. For a chronic illness or for an occasional intestinal or body cleansing, Orin enemas are a lifesaver. Administration of Orin enema is a good way to remove poisonous substance from the body. Taking Orin douches or for vaginal discomfort, pain, or health conditions works wonders as the Orin saturates the area, gets absorbed into the bloodstream, and brings relief. The nutrients contain antibacterial, anti-candida, antifungal, and anti-cancer properties. Orin enemas are a good way to prevent the destruction of hormones by gastric juices, buildup of toxic materials, and obstruction or congestion, which is why this method often helps to cure allergic disorders better. This is also true for Orin injections.
So keep
For-
in mind,
yeah.
keep in mind that when you're putting the Orin in the rectum, you're putting in all these nutrients. You're basically feeding yourself from the other end of the tube. So you got all these enzymes going in, the amino acids going in, you got all the vitamins and the minerals, you name it. So it's a terrific. I mean, to me, it's a quantum leap over doing wheatgrass enemas and just water enemas.
So if you're doing the IV method would be very beneficial as well.
You're talking about the drip?
The drip method.
Yeah, yeah. If you can set that up for yourself, or you get an enlightened IV bar, they have them, about 6 of them here in Colorado. But I've yet to approach them because I think they're a little bit concerned about liability issues.
We have them at the clinic that I'm at. And
Yeah.
I've approached them quietly about it. They said, no, we don't do that. We could get arrested or whatever, fined. So
Yeah.
I tried.
So it has
You
to be
can- someone
who is a practitioner opens up their own IV.
Yes, you would have to be I guess certified. You can do it on yourself, or you can then be open to the idea.
And it
All
wouldn't
you
hurt
need
your
is the
feet.
equipment to
The
do it on
equipment and the
yourself.
and somebody
And you
who's
have to have a phlebotomy
you have to
degree
be
or-
you would have to have somebody
have
who's
the-
certified in doing that.
Right. And usually
But-
a naturopath has to be there as well to give you the okay to get it done.
And what acceptance are required to get the blessing of the authorities in your city, so that nobody complains that comes in and goes, okay, you guys are a cult. What are you doing in there? I'm just playing the advocate here, the devil's advocate. I'm going like, okay, now how do we get that approved? Like when I did presentations
It's
down,
unnecessary
it is.
for general use anyway.
Oh, so that's not required?
Um, well,
It is.
to have to worry about intravenous and needing other people and authorities to to authorize, because
Sure.
is it really safe intravenously?
Yes, absolutely. Goes
Yeah.
right into the bloodstream. It's wonderful.
It goes through.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Is it necessary, or is it that much more effective?
Well, we're going to read about Orin injections later on in this chapter.
Okay.
Now I have one question. If we're doing the sublingual, like if we're doing like a couple drops and then under the tongue and keeping it there for like a couple minutes, now that would be good as well, I think, if we're doing the sublingual way, if we're
Yeah.
keeping it there so it gets into the system, right?
Yeah, the same thing happens when you're doing what's called pulling. You just hold it in your mouth for
Yeah.
longer periods of time. It also keeps you from talking so much. All right, Kyle,
Or
where are we?
I think we're at ingestion. We went to injection. So furthermore, a number of compounds in orin are better absorbed this way than by oral ingestion. Many people will prepare a filled plastic or glass gallon container with full strength or diluted orin before starting a series of enemas. This will give you enough orin to give yourself 3 to 4 rounds of enemas.
Now,
Remove,
many times, if the orin has been left out and it's room temperature and it's a winter time and it's not warm enough, some people will heat up some water, either distill water on the stove if you're, want to go the pure route, or some people just put in heated up tap water, so that when you first insert it, there won't be the shock.
Yes.
If you don't mind, it's not a deal breaker.
Remove rugs from the bathroom. Lay a beach towel size towel on the bathroom floor. Hang filled enema bag on a drawer handle, towel rack, or toilet paper fixture. Be sure you have locked the clamp on the lower end of the tube before you hang up the bag to prevent spills. Test the temperature of the orin before pouring it into the enema bag to determine if adding hot water would be more comfortable without an initial mild shock of inserting the tube with cold orin up the bum. Adding extra hot water, like tap water, is fine to the enema bag, which helps the gut and body to relax. You will feel more comfortable during the process. A single massage oil like sesame, avoid oil blends that contain volatile oils like cinnamon or peppermint that will sting in a very sensitive area, is poured on the tip of the enema tube to lubricate it for easier insertion.
Oregano is also in that list.
Yeah, oregano too.
Yeah, it's got a bite to it.
Yeah. When finished with enema,
yeah.
be sure to allow time for deep cleaning of all surfaces of the toilet, floor, and bathroom sink area, as well as the enema bag and attachments. Put aside time after an enema to relax, rest, and recharge your energy. Next step, after filling the lower intestine with orin while sitting on the toilet, hold in the orin in the colon for as long as possible before letting it go. Optional, after the material is discharged, apply fresh or revolving orin on the skin of the entire body. Optional as well as get into a tub filled with hot water as you can stand. Stay in it for up to 20 minutes. After that, go to the bed and cover with a few blankets if needed to sweat out a fever. Taking Orin douches for vaginal discomfort, pain, or health conditions works wonders, as the Orin saturates the area while purifying the vagina of pathogens and toxins as it is getting absorbed into the bloodstream to bring relief. Douche with fresh or evolving Orin. The nutrients, as well as the antibacterial, anti-candida, antifungal, and anti-cancer properties of Orin, are the quickest, safest, and most effective way to eliminating pathogens, parasites, yeast, candida, fungus, tumors, discharge, and unhealthy bacteria. Try inserting 3 to 6 ounces of Orin in the colon and hold it in as long as possible. This is called a rectal implant. These 3 to 6 ounces silicone or soft rubber bulbs are sold at the pharmacies, health food stores, or online. Yeah, those ones.
They're inexpensive. And sometimes they come in different colors if blue ain't your thing.
It can be taken anytime. This is a quick way to introduce Orin into the colon without a lengthy process of setting it all up. Use and clean up for the enema. A cleanse is even better when a rectal implant is done after a bowel movement.
Okay, we're gonna take a pause there. In about 7 minutes, we're gonna take a break. So when you've done enemas enough time, it's a lifesaver. You set up a routine. You have your system set up so that when you're at that place and you gotta have a enema, you know where all the equipment is. You know where your towels. You know and so you can set up the bathroom and you can do your work and you can break it down and clean up shorter time every time. But you also have to allot for the time when things have to move through the sigmoid and through the lower bowel. And even though you're sitting on there, there's still a little bit more to let go of. So this is something you learn over time. Is learn how to do some breath work and relaxing while you're doing the enema. Kathleen, do you know anybody who's using a Kalima board?
I have one. I haven't actually used it. I ordered it last fall. I haven't used it yet, but I'd like to use it. So yeah, you can order it on Amazon. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it
And
soon.
do you have a bathroom with the right size that you can put the stand on the opposite of the toilet
Yeah,
so it holds the
yeah, you need a chair or a
Sure.
stool so you can put the thing on there. And there's all kinds of videos YouTube videos that'll show you how to do it. I haven't actually done it, but that's on my list to do pretty soon. It's good to have. It's very good to have it with you and start using it.
Yeah.
I do my own enemas, colonics at the clinic, so I don't need it, but I'd like to learn how to do it. So I have it.
Very
What
nice.
is it?
Also, when you're doing your enemas, it's good to get a soccer ball deflated by half, put it under your hips so you're raised up so that the Orin will flow in up to higher up into your colon and just sort of relax deflated soccer ball.
Kyle, did you ask the question? What is it?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
All right. What you're looking at is a a platform. I don't know if it's porcelain or what it's made out of, but on the far end, your knees are going to be up on your back. So on the far end is this dome that your legs are around, and then there's an opening at the back end.
Wow.
All right. So does the tube go through around, or does it go through? Yeah, it goes through the hole inside the dome.
I will be right back and I'll bring it right here and show you. Hold on.
Okay, so what's going on is there's a tube and there's a bucket of water that's held up, that's hung up somewhere with a clamp. So you're going to let the water come in, fill up, and then when you let go, you don't have to get up to go to the toilet. It flushes around the
Oh,
dome and it eliminates it through that hole in that opening. And for
Guides it
people
to
who
the
want to
toilet.
do,
I see.
if you want to do one round after another to really do a good clean out, you don't have to get up. That's the beautiful thing about colonics is that you stay on their table the whole time.
Mm.
And she's going to bring hers there. They average $300 or more, and they usually have all the equipment that comes with it, unless you have to go buy a bucket somewhere. But they're real easy to put together. I mean, the board itself is put together. It's just all the accessories that make it work better.
Huh.
This is what I'll spell it for you. Colima board. Oh, take the N at the end. Not Coleman. Colima. There. And this has been around about 30 years. The other thing which is very helpful is one of those squatty potties. You know what that is, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stool you put your feet on, so you're in a squatting position when you're on top of the toilet seat. There it is, lovely color.
Yep, and you see you
You
put
see
it,
what? Yep. There's the hole for the water tube. And then when you let go, there it goes down the hole.
Ah,
and the tubing is here. You put the tubing in here, it goes in the toilet. And very easy you have to have a stool to set it on, like
Okay,
that.
chair, yeah.
Put it
So-
over the toilet.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a really good colonic. You can do the whole 5 feet, apparently, of your colon.
holy crap.
Isn't that amazing? And you don't need a colon therapist. I hope you didn't hear me say that. You don't need to have somebody do the work for you. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thanks.
I'll let you know when I try it, how it works.
Okay, you don't have to post a video.
No, I won't post a video of that. Instructions are right here.
What is that? Oh, that's the diagram.
You gotta say something.
Yeah.
A
so we can
chair or a
hear you.
stool, any size bathroom, really.
But it's got to be long enough for you to at least, be in that position.
I could do a video, but I'll make sure I wear a bikini.
Or just wear one of those really tiny underwear things, the flossy things.
These things are important. You have to clamp it and make sure it's clamped and, well, okay.
You have to press that pretty hard, don't you? So it goes to all
This
3
one is
settings.
really, really hard to,
There are like 3 settings on there.
there's 5 settings.
Oh yeah.
There's,
So yeah, it clamps it right down, see?
Mm-hmm.
And the water comes out that way, and you just simply clamp it down like that to stop the water flow.
And what container is the water being held in? Is it a
I'll go get
5-gallon
that. Hold on.
bucket? She didn't know she was going to do a commercial today.
got all the gear.
She's got all the gear, and she is not a paid sponsor, so she's not doing this for that. Yeah, I started talking about raw spirulina. Did I talk about it on our class? But
No.
I talked about another class, and everybody's going, I want to get some of that. And I realized, oh yeah, I'm not endorsing them for any kickback. I was just doing it because that's part of my diet.
That stuff is powerful. It's very energizing.
Well, there's a big difference between the raw spirulina that's 2 days freshly collected from the farm versus the powder and the tablets that have been heated and pressed or tampered with. What you got,
There's-
Kathleen?
Frozen, there's a company that did frozen live fresh spirulina.
That's the E3 Live.
That's D3 Live. That's
E3.
blue-green algae.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so where do you hang that onto? Where do
I think this goes on a counter like this, and then you put the hose through here. And the water goes in here.
Now,
and-
what's the gravity flow? How do you create the gravity flow?
I think you have to suck on it, put it through, and then it just naturally flows in and it goes in.
Okay, what's that on the side, on the bottom?
It's just, no, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
valve
look
that
at the instructions.
It's a hole, it's a little hole there.
comes
all
out
right.
the bottom.
It seems to me it should be gravity is what makes it flow down.
Right. I think you're right. Absolutely. You know what?
The
I think
hose
this
has to go on
is
there.
attached- this must attach to, oh, it does.
Yeah.
Look, I'll do it right now. No, I'll do it right now. It's doing it.
Oh,
Look.
that makes sense.
Keep your clothes on. It's a family show.
That makes sense.
Cool, eh?
See, we learn shit every day. Something new every day.
Wow.
And this is 10 gallons here.
Oh,
10
you
gallons you can hold in
could
there.
be on there all
Love, love.
day.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it out. I'll let you know when I do.
I love the idea that you don't have to get off the table
Yeah, for
the
that
whole
Exactly.
time you're doing that and doing the releasing. It's just great. Just relax and enjoy it.
It just flows into the toilet. It's beautiful. Yep.
Hey, I heard about this new Eastern healing modality that's proven itself over 5,000 years called urine therapy. Have you ever heard of that?
Just
Yeah.
drop that in.
It's a good way to do that. Yes, I've tried something like that. It works.
Yeah, I'll have to pull out some of the jingles and promos that I've designed over the last 3 or 4 years, so you can drop that onto people's minds. If I
Yeah.
told you, there was a 5,000-year-old, was it tradition or if I told you there was a 5,000-year-old practice of healing yourself with your own water, that's proven itself in over 50 countries. Would that be something you'd be interested in, or do you want me to keep it a secret? Because what you're dealing with is the mother of all superfoods. Even before there was acai berry and goji and lychee fruit and mushrooms and
And
shilajit.
noni and mangosteen and the rest.
Yeah, there was our water. So Kyle, you might have gone down that journey. There's a new superfood every year. And
Yeah, it's nice not to listen or not to have to follow the next new superfood.
Yeah, that's right.
Moringa.
Moringa, which
Moringa.
came from Africa, yes. Yeah, I went down that path and you studied it, and they all had good stories and they all had good testimonials. But it doesn't beat Shivambu.
Mhm.
And it's free and it's available like that. Okay. Anybody
That's
want
right.
Yes. Sometimes while you're giving a talk, you got to put a jar under the desk, but I don't tell people that.
That's not fair. That's not fair to the ladies.
It's easy for you guys to do it. We
Right.
can't. We miss. We can't do it.
You know
We
about
miss.
do you know about the female urinary funnels that are going around
I
Amazon?
have one in my car.
Oh, really? Oh,
I've
man.
used it in my car on
And-
long journeys. It works.
I'm all over that. Thank you.
And the
Oh.
foldable
Amazon has
cups. They sell the foldable
seen
cups
that.
too. Yeah.
Hide away,
And
hide away.
you just have a bottle. You aim it in the bottle. If you're in a long journey in the car, it works.
Well, wish me luck. I have contacted one of the companies and said, listen, we got a whole new market that you've never tapped. And I was telling them all about this movement, all about the people and why this would be a niche market. And I could drive lots of traffic to them and they would send me a royalty from all the traffic. And all they have to do is put urine therapy does a body good on the side of the funnel and drop ship. And they haven't got back to me yet. So
They are making bottles now like that.
Are they?
I don't know if
Wow.
you've seen the picture online. There is a person who's selling like bottles, like
really?
see-through bottles. Yeah.
Oh, I did see that
And-
on social
yeah.
media.
Yeah, they're doing that now.
And how is that different from any other bottle? Is this collapsible or what is it?
Where did I see
Yeah,
that? I
if
think I
it
saw
would
it
be
on-
if it would be either collapsible or like yeah, it would be a good idea, I think. It's like I think it's like a gym bottle or something. It's not different from any of the other bottles, but they just labeled it differently and they're selling it. So I think the foldable, if it was a big foldable one, that would be really nice.
As long as the aim is good and you can make it in the cup,
Yeah.
great. Have a universal product there. All right, what page are we on? Page 71. I'll do some reading so I can get ready for meditation and chanting tonight. Number 5, ears. Hold on a minute. There are days I just can't get enough. Okay, rinse the ears with Orin from either the palm of your hand or a dropper from a dropper bottle in the ears while the head is tilted. Now, you can also use other things. You can use a syringe, one of these earwax removal syringes, one of these saline bottles, or you can use the bulb. Whatever you got, get in your ears. While the head is tilted in the opposite direction of the side of the filled ear, massage or pull along the inner edges of the ear to encourage the Orin to sit deeper into the ear. And for you guys that, once again, if you've studied reflexology, you know there's a hell of a lot of points all around the ears. If you've seen a chart, Kathleen, it's like a
Yep.
embryo that's all turned into itself, a baby body. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
It's like the bottom of your feet. It has all the organs and everything in there. Yeah.
exactly. So, treat the ear like you're treating the feet. Got ear health challenges? Squeeze a dropper full of Orin into the inner ear canal or the eustachian tube with your head laying down on the opposite side. Hold Orin in ears for as long as you can. Try leaving in the ear for 5 minutes. When ready, tilt head back the opposite side, let it drain. Repeat protocol with the other ear. Of course, you know, when it's draining down your ear and you tilt your head open, what are you going to do with that Orin? Massage it back on your, yes. Have fun with it. We splash and splish everything everywhere. Use Orin rinses to treat hearing, tinnitus, or any ear infection. And that's also earwax. Same thing. So some people are just going dipping in with a Q-tip, going a little bit to see if it can help clear out earwax and stuff inside the ear. An alternative method to eardrops is to place an orange-soaked cotton ball in the ears, keep in the ear for an hour, and then remove it. Tip head to the side of the ear and massage throughout the ear to either absorb or drain the remaining Orin. Q-tips, like I showed, are useful not only in applying and dabbing Orin inside the ears, but they can also be used in other ways. Most people will easily sniff a finger dipped in pee as a beginner's method of drinking through the nose, while others prefer the use of a Q-tip to swab Orin in the inside of both nostrils to clear out bacteria in the nasal passage as they lightly sniff the Orin. That's a personal choice. Q-tips like cotton balls soaked in Orin work well for a quick remedy for specific conditions. However, in an emergency, that might have been misspelled, in any emergency situation like a hornet or wasp sting, burn or cut, you'll need to move quickly on an AUT treatment. Forget about rushing home or scrambling through the medicine cabinet or bathroom drawers for supplies. Either pee directly on any infected area or pee in the palm of a hand and transfer it to the area of the body. Has you guys ever had the opportunity of being stung by any of these little flying critters? And did you know about this? Did you know about Orin back then?
Not
Nope.
at the time. I didn't know about it.
No.
2 years ago, I moved out of an apartment into a sanctuary garden, which is a retreat center I live in right now, and I was given the lovely task of painting murals on the buildings on the property. So on the back building, there's a cabin, and I wasn't paying attention, and there was these lovely little hornets that are crawling around, and boom, they got on my hands, and I thought fast enough on my feet, so I just urinated on my hands. Stinger falls out 10, 15 minutes later. It didn't turn purple. It just left an owie for a while, and within a day or two, it was gone. There wasn't a sign of it.
Hmm.
So that kind of 911 situation, you got to be on it real quick because you're flipping the pH because it goes acid really fast. You got to flip it. All right, forget about rushing home. I read that part. I rinse. I rinse. I rinse. This is only one of many things you can use. Obtain an eye cup from local drugstore, health food store, or online. Fill up the eye cup with fresh Orin to avoid a sting from the astringent quality of evolving Orin. Some people just go, I'm going to bite the bullet, and they pop.
Oh, painful.
Yeah, you know the bite on that one. So you
Yeah.
could dilute it with fresh, you could dilute it with water, or just skip that part and just go fresh. Okay. Press and hold firmly to one eye. Blink several times while the cup of Orin is still secure. And what I like to do is just keep your eye open as long as you can while it's pressed again, while the suction goes over your eye socket. Pour excess orin remaining in the cup directly over the eye and surrounding areas. That suggestion was from Dr. Rosalind Hansen. Then switch eye cup and repeat protocol with the other eye. The eye rinse protocol supports eye health, bringing relief to tired, burning, painful eyes. Use orin eye rinses to treat all irritation, cataracts, poor vision, swimmer's eyes, sore or tired eyes, or any red infections. This is 2022. People who stare at a screen all day, they need to be doing this. To treat any type of eye problems, do the following. Drink fresh orin into both nostrils from time of. Why did we switch to nostrils? Oh, okay, just going to read it. Into both nostrils from the time of awaking until 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., collect all orin until bedtime. This orin shall be collected for external uses. Give yourself an orin body massage from someone or from yourself in the next few days. Oh, this is a quote from Dr. Loda. It shall prevent and treat many other diseases such as coronavirus. He's the first one that put that out there 2 years ago. Dr. Radchak has been doing urine therapy for 50 years, him and his wife, and he has coined the phrase Loda Cola. So we honor him for coming up with a new word for urine. Make certain that the eyedropper that you use for eye rinses is sterilized, and you know the best way to sterilize it is with the orin. Compress of fresh orin is also excellent for external eye inflammation such as styes. And my assistant out in California had this little bump that showed up right on the outer side of the eye in the white area, and it's gone now. She'd been doing eye cups.
What about for like moles
Moles where?
on the belly, like beside in the stomach, beside the belly button?
Aged urine, if you rub it on, it should gradually kill it, get rid of it.
It's bacteria trying to exit the body, and it got concentrated and stuck there. But Kathleen's right. Put the aged urine if you got it. If not, any type will do.
Some babies are born with moles too.
Mm-hmm. So you can also put a compress on top of it. You can put a cloth on top of it so it's more saturated for an hour or so. Your intuition is pretty good. You'll figure it out.
A little bit of abrasion doesn't hurt, just to scuff it off along with the treatment on a regular basis.
Okay.
Daily.
Thank you. Bottom of page 73. Orin fasting, the ultimate choice in purification. Has anybody done an orin fast?
Just 24 hours, that's it.
You still get a big hug for that one.
I do that like 4 times a week. Yeah.
Wow.
So, she's now on my rock star list.
I have water and things like that. But I eat 1 meal a day, basically.
Okay, so it's an OMAD kind of lifestyle. Yeah,
that's what I do. Yeah.
It's still far better and far lighter than the most people in their food insanity. So yeah, kudos.
Thank you. I do eat cooked foods though too sometimes.
But it doesn't dominate all your other food,
No.
right?
No, it doesn't. No.
Okay. Question, page 73 on the bottom there. How does one go on an orin fast? Answer, fasting is a conscious vacation from food. It's a yoga of mindfulness with attention on the body and mind during a cleansing and rebuilding time, and not on eating. Collect and drink 100% of your orin shortly after peeing. Drink only orin or combine it with distilled water for the entire day. Drink enough orin to satiate your thirst. To overcome hunger sensations throughout the day, drink 2 to 3 ounces. Now that's just a minimum suggestion. If you're looping, you're drinking all of it. Notice that the hunger doesn't show up. And why do you think that is?
Because your orin has all nutrients and gives and satisfies everything.
Right. And typically we're hungry because our body's craving something. It's trying to tell us something. The advanced fasting practice is to drink as little as orin as possible during the day, and this puts you on the edge of a dry fast. It's extremely powerful and effective, and it does take a courageous person to do that. There are people in this community who are doing 3 and 4 day dry fasts.
That
So
sounds terrifying to me.
if you think an all-day urine fast is extreme, these guys are fasting on nothing and
Yeah.
still being productive throughout the day. And it takes a certain type of character to be able to do this kind of thing. So this is why I never limit it to people. If you feel like you can pull it off, by golly, do it, but get some support. So if you lose it or you're starting to slip and you just need someone to encourage you, you got someone on the standing by for you. And I'll do that for you if you don't take advantage of me. I'll do that for you. Um, avoid drinking orange or fluids to a couple of hours before bedtime, otherwise your sleep will be disrupted by trips to go pee. 2 hours after bedtime, take a break from drinking orange. Collect, save your orange in a large size glass container like a ball jar. Use the orange for all cosmetic, some called topical uses, or oral application for the next day and over the next few weeks or longer to allow it to continue evolving. Patience, this means you guys, is required when drinking all the orange that you are peeing during the day. Since you drink your pee and have read this far in the manual, you earned a Pequot Flyer Award. Notice if you feel like your piquancy is at an all-time high, is a higher vibration.
Ouch.
Yes, they just keep coming. Orange becomes clear, neutral in its smell, and sweeter on the day you do fast.
Mhm.
Orange fasts have no limits on what health conditions it can improve. Orange and people they're going to ask that question: is there some conditions fasting is not good idea for? No, there's no exceptions. It's the same when they say, is there anything orange can't heal? No, there's no exceptions. But in their mind and the way they've been programmed and conditioned by society and from their experts, they have to work that out in their head. And when you've experienced healing incurables in your body, which I have, you've been able to heal something that people say you can't. I mean, I healed hepatitis when I was 24. I got rid of my glasses when I was 24. So to be able to do that gives you incredible confidence. Orange fasts have no limits. Orange fasts help with dust, house mites, mold allergies, chemical allergies, with or without orange injections. However, orange injections, which we'll talk about later in the chapter, while fasting are a more rapid treatment. Orange fasts increase stem cells, antibodies, human growth hormone, probiotics, steroid hormones, and their metabolites, and thyroid hormones. Orange fasting improves intelligence, imagination, creativity, sense of humor, short term memories, and sharpens thinking abilities. Critical and the big picture thinking skills also return. You guys may start to notice that your ability to remember things and keep up in a conversation has gotten better. Or did you miss what I just said? Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Orange fasting makes us feel like slowing down, taking time to meditate, feeling grateful and closer to love. As a result of orange fasting and people making healthier lifestyle choices, more are experimenting with living foods or a fruit-based diet. Orange fasting combined with the topical application of fresh or evolving orange does wonders on skin conditions as it lubricates and nourishes the skin. Orange fasting is effective in treating intestinal parasites, virus, fungus, pathogens, yeast, candida, while orange reestablishes our balance, our homeostasis from food allergies and any form of itis, which is just, you know what that word means, right? At the end of any disease, that tells you it's inflammation. In the intestinal tract from exposure to pathogens from our diet and outside sources, the body will detox itself of heavy metals, drugs, and chemicals, which are stored in the body fat. Dormant centers in the brain are activated and bring a greater appreciation of music, singing, dance, romance, art, and the innumerable gifts of life. Combining regular orange fasting with a living foods or fruit-based diet, exercise, meditation, and rest can make all the difference in restoring health and wellness. Conscious, deep, connected breathing and slowing down allows one to achieve good energy management. During an orange fast, detoxing may occur as the body is restoring its healthy bacteria in the gut. Cataracts are usually removed in 10 to 14 days. According to John W. Armstrong, he had a client who fasted for 101 days and healed blindness. Did we talk about Dr. Sebi and what happened to him?
Yeah, talk about that, about the mucus out of his eyes you were saying on one of your classes.
Yeah, Dr. Sebi, who is a revered natural healer who died suddenly a few years ago, went blind. He was doing a lot of urine and he went blind. And then he just kept doing over his eyes, and then it cleared up in 3 days. And he realized this was mucus coming out of the brain, not just the sinuses, but it was coming out of the
Oh,
brain. And it temporarily had so much coming out of his eyes that it temporarily blinded him.
holy crap.
Didn't his family come? They had a video. They said something about like when he was in prison or something, they poisoned him, and then he died as a result to being
I've
poisoned.
heard that too. Yeah.
Well,
But
most
he know
people,
too much?
he was teaching healing in a big way. He was telling
Mhm.
people they could heal themselves without the medical world. And he was a very loud, outspoken person. And sometimes, and I've known some of these naturopaths, they either wreck your reputation, drag you into court, do terrible things to your family, or take you out.
Mhm.
And
Well, yeah,
that's how they threaten people.
you saw what they did to Kevin Trudeau, right?
Kevin
No.
Trudeau, but
Yeah.
he's free now.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think he does orange therapy too. He doesn't talk about it, but I'm pretty sure he does.
is he willing to be interviewed?
I think he
He's-
does. He just doesn't talk
so
about it.
he's doing his first he's doing his appearance in Illinois, Chicago. So he's gonna be there. I think he's gonna be there in like in a couple of months or something like that. So
Can we
we
get him
could,
into the class? That'd be
yeah,
great.
if we could get him, yeah, if we could talk
Get him
with
on?
him, yeah, if we
Yeah.
could talk with him, that would be very good.
If you can
Oh,
connect
brother
me with
Sage,
him,
yeah.
I'll set up an interview, and we can
Yeah.
either do a public format where we have question and answers, or we can just do a private interview and then share it with the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
perfect.
That'd be awesome.
So give him a call and tell him we should do lunch. All right, we're on page. Yeah, we segued over to Kevin. All right, page 77. During the orange fast, detoxing may occur as the body restoring its health. Cataracts, we've got that far. Those with PTSD, Alzheimer's, senility, ADHD, ADD, you see this silly list, autism, spectrum disorder, or bipolar disorder have emotional traumas report great results. You notice that every 10 years they came up with a new disease so they could sell another drug. And remember when they came up with shyness was an illness?
Yeah.
Yes, restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
They kept adding new things to the list.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
They always seem to have a drug to go with it.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. So this is credited, some of these conditions are credited to the presence of DHEA, melatonin, serotonin, dopamine, B vitamins, oxytocin, magnesium, and other important nutrients for the brain, glands, and nervous system, as well as the immune system, which I didn't put in there. All healing comes from within and goes to the surface, from the head down and in reverse order as the symptoms have appeared or have been suppressed. Orange becomes lighter in color and sweeter in taste with each collection and round of having drinks. Orange compresses during or in fasting applied 24/7 are wonderful for eczema, gangrene, cuts, burns, skin, insect or snake bites, sunburns, and all skin conditions. Forget about suntan lotion when you go out there. Take up a mucus and acid-free diet. No dairy, no meats, carbs, or processed food, along with orange fasting, and watch how quickly the excess mucus is eliminated. Keep extra tissues handy. Enjoy
Don't
better.
blind yourself.
Keep tissues around. Enjoy better sleep, less sleep while orange fasting. So I'm typically to bed around 10. I'm up at 4:30. So what is that? 6 hours, 7 hours? Anybody get up before the sun?
I do.
It's
Most days.
Yeah, it's a perfect time to do your spiritual practices. It's nice and quiet. House
That's
made.
when
The world's not
that's
up.
when I'm preparing the milk, the oats milk for my son.
Good. That's great.
So you know what that that time of day feels like.
Yes.
Very peaceful. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Very peaceful. All right. Orange fasting repairs and cleans all the cells of cellular and metabolic waste. I don't know if I missed anything, but let's just keep going. Metabolic waste, facilitating cancer and healing in non-genetic diseases. Practicing orange in distilled water fast for 2 days a week, preferably on your days off, like Fridays afternoon or Sunday afternoon, is great for healthy people. It gives the body an opportunity to heal what needs to be healed and prevent the onset of any problems. If you fast for 7 days on water, if you fast for 7 days on water with lemon, adding stevia or raw honey with pinch of cayenne is optional, and orange only. That's the master cleanser formula. Fast for 30 days on orange and water. Now, people who have been living the American lifestyle, eating the American diet, could benefit greatly for a 30-day fast, particularly if they're at a retreat or in a supportive environment. Now, when I got off cooked food and went into raw foods, I did a 45-day master cleanse. And no, there was no support structure. There was nobody to get help from. All I knew was a book. Here's what you get. Jump on in. I was still out painting houses. I was doing a lot of physical work, but I didn't know any different. So it worked out just fine. I had nothing compared to. Question, how long should I do an orange fast? Answer, start practicing intermittent fasting from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. daily. Skip breakfast. Do a fast of about 16 hours. If you feel the need to have some breakfast, take a bite of fruit. Or do a juice and pinch in a little cayenne or pinch in a little something, cinnamon or whatever, so it cuts the hunger sensation. Your digestive system will thank you for the good rest. With orange, you can start with an ounce. Shot glass works well for measurements. Most serious orange drinkers will drink the entire amount that was collected. A basic orange fast can last 1 to 3 days. Typically, most fasts, or orange fasts in this situation, will last 7 to 30 days in cycles of 7, 14, 21, and so forth. Some people have been known to fast beyond 30 days to heal more serious health challenges. One man fasted on the Master Cleanser for 365 days, healed his paralysis, threw away his wheelchair, and he takes walks every day. And that person is Dr. Gary Young from the Essential Oil Company.
Wow.
And I got to meet the man, and I always wondered now, what if he was doing orange instead of Master Cleanse? That time might have been cut in half. I'll never know now. Imagine what UT would have done for him. Simply fast long enough to cure whatever disease you think you have. Always listen, trust, follow your intuition. This is that John Armstrong did it with the blind person. The mere length of orange fasting can raise human growth hormone to very high levels while fasting in correct conditions. Try soaking a cotton ball or washcloth in fresh or evolving orange. Gently dab or wipe on the area that needs healing. Burns, sunburn, cuts, scratches, acne, bruises, capillary bursts. You guys know what that is?
No, what is that? Heard of it.
For guys over 40s and 50s, all of a sudden you get this purple light discoloration in the skin. It looks like that.
Okay.
Right? The skin is thinner than normal, so you barely touch something, and the blood comes up to the surface and the capillaries burst. And most people haven't any clue what to do with it. But if you put on orange as fast as you can, in 4 days, it's always gone. I used to use frankincense oil, but now I use orange. So it regenerates the cells in the tissues. I don't know if women get it as much as guys do. All right. You can always use a washcloth, topical hands, orange on that. Number 8. An orange body massage, including facial, scalp, head, feet, hands, and hair rubs, are very complementary to fasting and enemas. As a treatment for skin disorders, diseases, diseased body parts, internal organs, wounds, and a rejuvenating whole body tonic, orange makes a great substitute for soap. You guys still using soap?
Yeah.
Now, my bathroom happens to be the community bathroom. So I can't necessarily have a jar of Dr. Bronner soap with my pee in it. So I keep all my collected orange either in
Put
the
your name on it, and
my
then
name on it,
maybe
yes.
people will leave it alone.
Yeah. Or they'll use it and go, well, he seems to work for him. So I keep the rest of my stuff either in the medicine cabinet, which keeps people from looking in there, or underneath the drawers underneath the sink. Take 30 to forget about soap. Take 30 to 60 minutes to receive or give yourself, or to give to another, an orange body massage for well-being. And I hope you guys will try that on yourself, or see if you can get someone else who's open-minded enough to massage orange on you. It's very thorough, and it's very, very nourishing. It's very beneficial. So go slowly and softly, massaging in toward the heart. Pay attention to massage the areas where the lymph glands are located. Send kind and loving thoughts and positive energy to the recipient. Allow at least an hour for the orin to be absorbed. When orin is absorbed into the skin, the ammonia smell will be gone after a short period of time. Some people call this outgassing, like putting a new rug on the floor. Orin massages are easy and love and appreciate. It's worth it for the wonderful feelings of being healthy and invigorated. Scalp and hair massage as a general hair care substitute for shampoo and conditioner. Dandruff, hair loss, baldness. Using fresh or evolving orin, massage orin briskly into the scalp, allowing it to be absorbed 30 minutes to an hour as long as possible. Then wash it out. Now, this is optional with lukewarm water. Get ready for clean, lustrous, and darker colored hair. Not everybody washes it out. And would you say my hair's looking pretty good for a 67-year-old?
Not too
And
much
hair gets
gray.
dark every time I put it on there. I'm going, my folks, all the people I know in this age group, the 60s and 70s, they're all silver.
Or
So,
white.
all
Yeah.
right.
I'm pretty silver. I used to get away with calling it blonde, but I can't anymore.
And what's your age, Jeff?
64.
64. All right. Well, just keep putting that scalp massage in there.
Oh,
I want you to be the next poster child.
my
Let's see what happens.
my hair is about, oh, it's in your color range probably almost.
Bottom of page 82. Remind your mind that you're giving and receiving a loving and nurturing massage using holy water, and you're worth it. Now, here's the simplest and the best orange shampoo recipe I found so far. Find a jar, pee in it, put it on your hair, thrive. That doesn't take any genius to figure that one out.
Simple, yeah,
Simple. That's how we're
and cheap, inexpensive.
inexpensive. And aren't we wanting to live more moderately and have less crap in our lives?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
you guys are still doing garage sales, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of our housemates pulled all the stuff out of storage, and he had a garage sale. And he had like first thing he opened up yesterday, had 10 cars came out of nowhere and they pulled up in the lot, and he was so happy because he didn't have to carry that stuff around. Food poisoning. Several research studies have shown that urea is a proven antibacterial agent, and orin has been found to contain antibodies to food contaminants such as salmonella bacteria, according to these dudes. Begin by taking 3 to 5 drops. Increased dosage is tolerated from a dropperful to an ounce or more. And this is more of a baby step approach, 3 to 5 drops. I don't know anybody who's been doing this for a while that does drops of orin anymore. Give me a jar. I'm going for it. So on page 84 is our friend Samuel G. Cohen. He happens to be in Goa, India right now. He's originally from UK. I met him when he was touring Israel, and he decided his journey would take him down to Goa, India. And so he learned from his master, which was Kelly Ra, who discovered it. What year was that? 2000, in the year 2000, while he was in a bathroom in London. And I have to ask him how he figured it out, but this got passed on to Samuel. Now, Samuel had a website for a while, drinkingthroughthenose.com. I don't know what happened to that. He was giving away a free ebook. If you want, I have it on a PDF file. If you will remind me, I'll send it to you guys. His Drinking Through the Nose ebook. And so basically what he teaches, I don't need the book for this. I'm going off book on this one. So basically what he's teaching you is the majority of people have no idea how to breathe or how to access higher states of consciousness because we either have dried out sinuses or we have calcified pineal glands. So through doing this practice, from what he learned from Kelly Ra, and I'll explain how he performed that, he found that the orin would cross the blood-brain barrier, this membrane right here, and not only rehydrate the higher cavities, the higher portals of sinuses, but go up here, and he felt like it healed his pineal gland. And this guy is from some yogic lineage, and they teach meditation and opening up the third eye, and he found a way to access it. And it's been going through the urine therapy community that people can finally liberate their third eye. So what he discovered is there's a way to drop this, there's a way to operate this muscle or whatever this membrane is up here, so he can pull the nose is like a straw, and he was able to pull it up. And you can do this. I'll try to show you here. And then it drops behind the nose and comes down the throat that way. You're not going through the mouth. You're bringing it straight up to the brain and the higher sinuses through the nose. You got the picture?
If you're using a neti pot and you hold the pot on the high side and hold your nostril, it'll flow up and back and down through the back of your throat.
All right. Do you have to insert much of a powerful snort when you do that?
No,
It'll direct itself?
if it's open, sometimes it takes a little while to relax. If it's closed or congested and it's not flowing back, you can use salt water, warm skin temperature salt water solution to open it up.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, I've heard people say that.
When I do the neti pot with the Orin, and I do that, and I also drink it down the back of my throat, drink it and swallow it and let it go out.
Okay, so you feel like it's going up into your brain at all?
I do, yes. When I use Age, it feels like electricity in your brain, like flashes.
Oh, that's incredible. So is it?
You hear little pops, Kathleen, like little?
No, but it's almost painful. If you do really strong Orin, aged, it does feel like little electricity in your brain. You feel it. You do feel it. It's probably very good for you.
Yeah, we have electrical circuitry in our head, so that makes sense. So yeah, you could try that. Some people are using things that have a little more powerful push to it, so they get this. Was the Enema saline Enema disposable product. I went down and it jumped out the shelf. I'm going, that's a lovely bottle, but that's not what I'd use it for. So I bought it home. I brought it home, paid $2, cleaned it out, and I've been using it to get it up the nose.
Yeah.
Or in the ear or rectum, whatever. Okay. You could also use the bulb. Now, where's my towel? I'm going to dare to do this publicly. Hold on. See, I'm not shy. I'll try anything. I mean, look
really
what I do for a living. So this is how he teaches it. You want to hold some in your mouth, and you can either bring it in one nostril and squeeze the other one closed, or you can figure a way that you can come around. And I mean, I've seen him do it on camera where he had his hand on the other side and he closed the nose, and he had it on the other side. And that sounds like advanced yoga for me. So let's see if I can pull it. I'm going to put a little in my mouth so I won't be talking, and it's going to come up one nostril. This should not be tried at home by you amateurs unless you. Oh. Okay, just preparing. You get the idea?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's liberating. So he would drink a whole glass or a whole jar of it. And there is also this gal in Botswana, Africa. She's passed around a video of her drinking through the nose. Now he took it a little bit farther than I would. He drank other things other than Orin, like coconut water, like organic wine, like drinks, like all kinds of, I'm going, go a smoothie. I can't see after doing Orin and getting the natural Shivambu high, what purpose would wine up the nose serve? But it's almost like you're already at the point that the wine would take you, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's up the nose. And if you don't have any of those devices, this works really well. What I do a lot of times in the morning is when I pull the water out of the medicine cabinet, I just start knocking out all these protocols, and then I'll just start snorting up the nose, and it's a great way to clean out all the mucus without having to do a whole routine.
Mm.
Any questions about the nose protocol? You ready to try that, Kyle? Maybe we should have everybody get around and see who's willing to do the drink it with a glass.
Let's do it. I'll get a
I
little.
try.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys are good.
I'll get it. I have to get a little bucket and do it. Come
Yeah,
on.
or you can.
I have to do it. Yeah, I got to get something. I don't have anything.
I happen to be prepared. Yeah, let's all do this, and if we can get my assistant to just dissect this part of the class for a little commercial, I think it would be awesome. Kyle, you got something to drink?
I have to go get something.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna fill
You
up my
get some,
glass.
yeah.
This is like a fraternity stunt. This is great. Kyle, did you go through college? Perfect. Kyle, did you go to college?
Yes, I took the program to be a healthcare worker and help the like support worker, and then after I also took the colon therapist course as well.
Did you ever
So I
get
did,
caught up?
yeah.
Did you ever get caught up in the insanity of when fraternity guys or sorority girls would challenge each other to do the most ridiculous stunts?
I've been through some yeah, through some wild times back in the days, yeah.
All right, you guys are now in the urine fraternity. You're in good company. So anything. Look at that. He's getting so ready. So you can either put some in your mouth that holds like a bookmark, so it'll force it up the nose, or you can just hit it. Mm. Mm. Ah. Ah. Of course, anybody who's watching this will know this is the new norm. Ah. Ah. Jill, this has got to go in your journal. You got to drink nose up your pee with some new friends.
Pretty awesome.
Nose up or
Never
pee up?
thought I'd be doing this.
You won't see this taught in public schools. Not until the paradigm shift happens.
Was one of those tricks that the kids tried to get you to do when you were
Oh, like
I dare you.
lick the flagpole?
the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we did crazy stunts as a kid. All right, we're going to get on to the next. Let's see what's after the nose drinking. Oh, that was good.
Mhm.
As you skim through, you pass page 90, which has other different types of nasal drinking. We're not going to read that today, but when you get a chance, go through and read that. That was from a different author, and I wanted to bring that to you guys, to your attention. So we're going to talk about air purification using either a diffuser, which some people call a nebulizer. That's what they use for essential oils. That's that one in the picture. Or a nebulizer, or a handheld nebulizer, like this guy, except has a different technology than the other thing does. So let's do a reading on it first, and then I'll tell you why that nebulizer stands out in the crowd. The easiest and least expensive method to purify a room of any airborne particulates. This is too exciting. Particulates, bacteria or virus. Either dust off and clean up your nebulizer, diffuser, or humidifier, or buy one. An alternative would be a clean quart-sized spray bottle. If you just don't have enough money to buy these devices, but you got $3 or $4, you invest in one of these guys. The main difference is the size of the water particulates that come out of this versus that come out of the diffuser versus that comes out of a mesh screen nebulizer. This is the finest size, which is more of a gas or a vapor. That's why people are going to a smaller type of a nebulizer. And whoever figured it out, kudos. Fresh orin, 1 to 3 days old, is a common age used for this protocol. Nebulizing orin in a nebulizer results in cleaner and more alive feeling air. Try adding a few drops of lemon or orange essential oil if orin smells too pungent. Or thin down orin with a distiller with distilled water. Turn the unit on and enjoy a room made clean and fresh by your own water. Let it run for 2 to 6 hours before turning it off. All right, I muted you, Jeff, so you can go at it. You'll have to unmute yourself when you're ready to start talking again. So, excuse me, the respirator I don't use anymore.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I found this respirator at a thrift store, and I knew no, it was a garage sale. Someone was giving it away, and I knew exactly what to use it for. And it had a long tube and a tip on the end similar to this. So if you wanted to use a respirator with medicinally, that's what it was being used for. And I was using it for orin therapy and for inhalation, but it was too bulky and it required an electrical outlet. So when this showed up on the scene, I moved over to this quite easily because you can not only bring it in the mouth, up the nose, you can also gently soften it and spray it over the eyes, exfoliate the skin, and that's this guy. It also comes with a cover for the face if you want to have it just directly over your nose and mouth. Don't ask me the brand, I can't tell you. But I'm sure you can. I'll show you the box. If you want to look it up, you might find it somewhere. But I don't know if this brand still exists because when I started posting it, it disappeared after a while. Can you tell? You taking a screenshot?
And then, let's see.
Take a screenshot. And I don't know if you can tell by the instructions. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, that's basically what it looks like. It's around $30. So they're a lot easy, and you can take them anywhere you want without relying on electricity. This one here, you can either plug it in with a USB port or 2 batteries, the little teeny AA's, AAA's, whatever it is. All right, page 96. That's the handheld nebulizer. That's another possibility. I'm not going to go into the whole thing right here because we're getting close. Kyle, what'd you pop up there?
I found something here. I think it's like a nebulizer, handheld nebulizer or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if this is the same, but it's let's see.
Okay, if anybody wants to copy and paste that,
Yeah.
I get it back from Zoom when this is all over in case you didn't write it down. So the handheld nebulizer, we're going to stop here in just a minute here. So the handheld nebulizer is a great way that you can take it anywhere you want when you go on a trip, and you can bring that out in your car, you can bring it to your hotel room, you can go for walks with it, whatever you want. It's got a lot of versatility. The other option is a spray bottle with 1 or 2 ounces in it. And when I wrote my first book, I was having such a good time naming everything. This one got named the Pissimister. So anytime you need to spray some piss, you got this covered. This is great when you're out on a hike and you just want to freshen. You pull it out of your backpack and spray your face, or spray it in your mouth. If you've been around chemtrails, or you've been around people with heavy perfume, and you may want to, or smokers, you walk by and there's smoke downwind, you can use this to clear out your throat. And this is some of my 3-year-old.
Even when you're on the plane too, you having that is definitely a must.
Yeah, yeah, especially when the steward walks by, she'll want to catch wind of that one. Gee, that smells familiar. I have no idea what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Can't prove it.
Yep, yep. Let's test it. So, use your imagination. Take it with you. If you have it with you outside and you get one of those stings or bites or sunburns, you've got it. I mean, it's like something you'd want in a first aid kit. You know, being your perfect medicine. And that's the whole idea of the dropper bottle. I mean, we're going to end here and go into Orin injections next class. Anything you guys want to talk about? Hold on a second. Let me bookmark this. 7, that would be class 7.3. 7, wait a minute. That's next week. It's 7.3. That's my code, so I know how many classes and which one it is. All right, we've got approximately 14 minutes. Open discussion on anything you want to talk about, and if it's something controversial, tell me and I'll turn off the recording. Because Kyle's got that look on his face.
Okay, how about when people around us are losing their personality to the media and the war story, psychology?